Okay, so we want to make a fan cut with the Kinesiotape to place it over the dorsum of the hand, the back of your hand here, and up over your wrist to draw the fluid up. So we want to take the Kinesiotape, measure out roughly how much we need. We're not going to stretch the tape a lot, maybe a fraction. So we just need a piece that's going to be the size that we want it when it's laid on the skin there. Okay. If you were going to be using it for an injury, you would be stretching the tape a little bit more, creating more tension on the tape. And therefore we'd want a shorter piece because when we lengthen it, it will cover more area. For this, we just want the size that's going to cover the area that we're looking at. Okay, take your scissors, cut the tape. You need a good sharp scissors for this. If your scissors is not sharp enough, it's going to be quite tricky and it will just be really, really annoying. So make sure you have a good sharp scissors. We want to round the edges. So I've just folded it over so that we can cut two edges at the same time. That's the only reason I'm doing that. So we round the edges like so. The reason being that if we have corners like this, they'll very easily get caught on clothing and so on, and the tape won't stay in place. You'll have frayed pieces everywhere and that'll become irritating. So now we have our piece with the rounded edges. Again, I'm going to fold it in half and now I'm going to cut it into 5 strips. We want to leave about 1 inch at either end for the anchor. So it doesn't have to be too precise, but be careful. See, it started to slide there. And what can happen is we'll end up cutting through one piece because we can't see it at the back, and you'll have a loose piece, which again won't stay on and it'll be quite annoying. So just be careful of that. Second piece. Third piece. And fourth and fifth piece. Okay, next we want to just be careful that we're not going to touch too much of the adhesive on the back because it won't be as sticky. So I'm just going to pull the paper and it will separate. But be careful that you keep all of your individual strips intact or attached to one another. So we take that piece off. This is our anchor. So I'm going to anchor it above the wrist. Okay, we want it to land around about there. If it's too close to your knuckles, it's probably going to be moving quite a bit and it might not stick as long. So maybe to here, anchor that piece, no tension at all there. Start to unravel the paper. This can be a bit tricky doing it with one hand. Okay. So all of the strips are going to come off at the same time. That's what we want. So finish placing the anchor down with no tension at all, no stretch. And then very gently, you're just pulling enough to take the paper off. Okay. Then our anchor on the other side, we want to pop that down without any pull or stretch or tension. Now we want to fan these pieces out, just lift up. Now technically the reason why I'm starting here is because I want to have a slight pull towards that area. So when you start to roll the tape out, it's pulling a teeny tiny bit towards this bit. Obviously, when you lift the strips, then you're going to change that tension. So just when you are placing it back down, I'm pulling a tiny, minute little bit in this direction. Just a teeny bit. So when I pop it down, we've got a little bit of pull there. Little bit. It's like it kind of recoils in that direction. So if you pull it and lay it down like that, it'll pull in that direction, but we only want a teeny tiny bit of that. And that will come with practice. Don't worry too much. I'm just pulling slightly in that direction as I lay it down. And it's just going to very, very lightly pull in that direction. Smooth it down with a warm hand. The heat will activate the adhesive, so make sure you smooth it down with a warm hand. Never heat it with a hairdryer because it'll stick right onto your skin and you'll never get it off without damaging the skin. And that's it.